Breaking Dawn Part 1 begins with a tumultuous scene at the Black residence on the Quileute Reservation, where Jacob, visibly upset, storms out into the pouring rain, leaving behind a formal invitation to Bella and Edward's impending wedding. His father, Billy, attempts to follow, but Jacob swiftly transforms into his wolf form and disappears into the woods. Meanwhile, Bella's parents, Charlie and Renee, receive their wedding invitations, revealing contrasting reactions. Charlie's demeanor suggests lingering disapproval of Bella's engagement to Edward, while Renee exudes excitement, having anticipated the news alongside her husband, Phil. As the wedding day draws near, the Cullen family diligently prepares their estate for the impending nuptials, meticulously overseen by the ever-efficient Alice, who assumes full control of the proceedings. Despite Alice's insistence on Bella getting ample rest, Bella's night is fraught with unrest. Edward shares a haunting anecdote from his early days as a vampire, cautioning Bella against the darker aspects of their immortal existence. Subsequently, Bella is plagued by a harrowing nightmare featuring the Volturi, ominously presiding over what should be a joyous occasion turned nightmarish tableau of bloodshed. Facing Alice on the wedding day, Bella grapples with the toll of sleepless nights, yet Alice finds solace in Rosalie's subtle thawing towards Bella as the reality of her integration into the Cullen clan looms nearer. Adding a touch of familial warmth amidst the tension, Bella's parents present her with a sapphire-encrusted hair comb, much to Alice's delight, symbolizing their acceptance and support as Bella embarks on this transformative journey into vampirehood. As Bella begins her journey down the aisle with Charlie, anxiety threatens to overwhelm her, but the sight of Edward waiting for her at the altar dispels her apprehensions. With heartfelt vows exchanged, the newly pronounced Mr. and Mrs. Cullen seal their union with a passionate kiss, eliciting applause from the gathered guests. Among them are familiar faces from Bella's past, including members of the Quileute tribe such as Billy, Sue Clearwater, and Seth, alongside her former schoolmates Mike, Jessica, Angela, and Eric. The reception, however, encounters some unexpected turbulence. While being introduced to the Denali clan, a group of vegetarian vampires, hailing from Alaska, one member, Irina, reacts strongly upon seeing Seth, recognizing him as a werewolf. Despite assurances of Bella's safety, Irina's unresolved feelings for Laurent, coupled with her disbelief in his aggression towards Bella, lead to a tense confrontation. Amidst the commotion, Jacob finally makes his entrance, much to Bella's relief. However, tensions escalate when Bella casually mentions her intent to remain human during their honeymoon, signaling her plan to consummate her marriage with Edward before undergoing the transformation into a vampire. Jacob, fearing for Bella's life due to Edward's strength, erupts in fury, prompting intervention from the Quileute pack, who firmly assert that Bella's choices are no longer their concern. For their honeymoon, Edward whisks Bella away to a secluded island off the coast of Brazil, a tranquil retreat owned by Carlyle. There, amidst the natural beauty and the care of the indigenous Takuna couple Kaure and Gustavo, Bella finds moments of joy and fulfillment, culminating in her long-awaited intimacy with Edward. However, their bliss is short-lived as Edward's concern over accidentally injuring Bella during their lovemaking casts a shadow over their time together, leading to a period of restraint and emotional turmoil. Despite Bella's tearful pleas, Edward grapples with his fears until Bella's unwavering determination prompts him to reconsider, igniting a renewed spark of hope for their future together. At La Push Beach, Jacob's internal monologue drips with sarcasm as he contemplates the hypothetical announcement of Bella's demise to the public. Finding solace in the prospect of exacting vengeance on Edward once the treaty is violated, Jacob's thoughts are abruptly interrupted by Sam, the alpha wolf, who asserts his authority in determining the pack's actions regarding the Cullens. Assured that the Cullens pose no threat to the tribe or humanity, Sam maintains the peace. Leah, observing Jacob's lingering attachment to Bella, bluntly advises him to move on, pointing out his lack of imprinting on her. The mention of imprinting triggers Jacob's cynicism as he reflects on the loss of autonomy that comes with such a bond, contrasting it with Leah's belief that imprinting offers relief from heartache. Meanwhile, Bella's discomfort during a peculiar meal leads to a distressing realization as she experiences nausea and discovers her late period. Examining herself in the mirror, she notices a slight enlargement of her abdomen, sparking alarm. Alice's sudden inability to foresee Bella's future prompts concern, leading Carlyle to urge Edward to bring Bella home for examination upon learning of her suspected pregnancy. However, When Edward describes the fetus as a thing, Bella's maternal instincts flare, vehemently rejecting the notion of her unborn child being reduced to an object. As they prepare to depart, Cowray's sudden confrontation reveals her deep-seated horror upon suspecting the truth about Edward from her people's legends. In a desperate plea, Edward asks Cowray if there's anything he can do for Bella. With hesitant consent, Bella allows Cowray to touch her stomach, and Cowray cryptically utters the word, death, in her native tongue, sending chills down their spines. While Edward tends to the private plane, Bella reaches out to Rosalie, seeking an ally in her quest to prevent the rest of the Cullens from terminating her pregnancy, knowing Rosalie will fiercely support her cause. Meanwhile, Jacob returns home to find Charlie's presence unsettling. Upon learning of Bella's distressed call, Jacob rushes to the Cullen residence seeking answers. Bella's weak voice reassures Jacob of her presence, prompting him to ascend the stairs to find Rosalie shielding Bella like a protective guardian. The rapid growth of Bella's unborn child alarms everyone, her once vibrant appearance now marred by the signs of impending danger. Carlyle's medical expertise is thwarted by the resilient embryonic sac, rendering traditional methods ineffective. Alice's inability to foresee the future exacerbates their anxiety, while the Cullens grapple with conflicting opinions on the unborn child's fate. Rosalie adamantly defends Bella's right to choose, despite uncertainty among the others. In a moment of vulnerability, Edward confides in Jacob, expressing his fears for Bella's life and seeking his assistance in persuading Bella to reconsider the pregnancy. With a heavy heart, Edward acknowledges the possibility of his own demise if Bella refuses to yield, granting Jacob permission to intervene if necessary. Faced with Bella's unwavering resolve to continue her pregnancy, Jacob's frustration boils over, propelling him into a furious departure from the Cullen estate. Racing through the woods in his wolf form, he is soon joined by the rest of the pack at a lumber yard, their lupine forms converging in a tumult of anger and dissent. United in their vehement opposition to Bella's pregnancy, the pack fears the impending danger posed by the unborn child, convinced it will be a perilous aberration unable to control its thirst, threatening both the tribe and the town. Sam, asserting his authority as Alpha Wolf, decrees that the unborn child must be destroyed, even if it means sacrificing Bella and engaging in a potentially catastrophic conflict with the Cullen clan. In a show of dominance, Sam commands Jacob to comply, forcing the rest of the pack to submit to his will. However, Jacob, drawing upon his lineage as the grandson of Ephraim Black, refuses to yield, invoking his ancestral right to defy Sam's orders. Returning to the Cullen home, Jacob warns Edward of the impending confrontation, preparing for the inevitable clash. Despite his reluctance to involve others, Jacob finds Seth and Leah by his side, both having chosen to abandon the pack to stand with him. While Jacob hesitates to lead them into danger, he cannot bring himself to issue a direct order as Alpha Wolf to compel their departure. As tension mounts, the distant howls of the pack serve as a chilling reminder that their departure has not gone unnoticed, signaling the onset of a conflict that threatens to engulf them all in its ferocious wake. As Jacob shares Leah's intel with the Cullens, the gravity of the situation becomes starkly clear. With Sam's knowledge of their vulnerability and the pack's diminished numbers, the Cullens are now facing a relentless siege from the Quileute tribe. Despite their pressing need for sustenance, hunting becomes a perilous task as their thirst intensifies, their blackened eyes betraying their primal hunger. On watch duty by the river, Jacob is joined by Leah, whose presence sparks distrust due to her animosity towards the Cullens. However, Leah pledges her allegiance to Jacob's cause, except for returning to Sam, the former lover she can never reclaim. As a female wolf, Leah feels estranged from the pack and harbors a deep yearning to imprint on someone, seeking solace for her shattered heart. Together with Seth, Jacob and Leah maintain vigilance around the Cullen home, while Esme's gesture of kindness with sandwiches offers a brief respite amidst the tension. Meanwhile, Bella's condition deteriorates rapidly as her unborn child grows at an alarming rate, draining her body of vital nutrients. Carlyle's dire warning underscores the life-threatening nature of Bella's pregnancy, plunging her and Edward into a heartbreaking dilemma. Bella's unwavering resolve to sacrifice herself for their child clashes with Edward's refusal to accept a future without her, setting the stage for a poignant and agonizing conflict of love and sacrifice. As Bella's condition deteriorates further, her once robust frame now reduced to a frail and feeble state, Carlyle takes urgent measures to sustain her with an IV drip. Jacob, sensing her chill, attempts to provide warmth with his own body heat, offering a fleeting moment of comfort amidst the looming crisis. However, Bella's sudden bout of nausea serves as a grim reminder of her dwindling strength, exacerbated by her prolonged fasting. Recognizing Jacob's insight into the baby's needs, Edward realizes the crucial role blood plays in sustaining both Bella and their unborn child. With Carlisle's supply of O-negative human blood from the hospital, Bella experiences a rapid improvement in her condition, her pulse strengthening with each sip, offering a glimmer of hope amidst the encroaching darkness. As Bella converses with her father, Charlie, Edward interjects with news of her relocation to a medical center in Switzerland, a decision that deeply wounds Charlie, who longs to reconnect with his daughter. Bella's ensuing distress prompts Edward's remorse for inadvertently isolating her during her ordeal, spurring a newfound determination to stand by her side. In a poignant moment, Edward discovers he can hear the baby's thoughts, its innocence and love, echoing through Bella's womb. Touched by this revelation, Edward's resolve to safeguard their child's future strengthens, aligning his desires with Bella's unwavering determination to see their baby safely born. As the imminent delivery draws near, Carlisle and Esme prepare for the hunt, their resolve unwavering despite the looming threat from Sam and the Quileute tribe. Emmett's decision to accompany them underscores the gravity of the situation, prompting Jacob to acknowledge the Cullens' unyielding devotion to Bella's well-being. Understanding the depth of their familial bond, Jacob braces himself for the inevitable, knowing what sacrifices must be made to ensure Bella's safety and the safe arrival of their unborn child. In a daring move, Jacob seeks a truce with the pack, hoping to negotiate terms to ensure Bella's safety. Confronted by Paul, Embry, Quill, and Jared, Jacob proposes a plan. He urges Sam to take back Leah and Seth, while he himself will undertake the responsibility of destroying the baby once it is born, leveraging his unique position of trust with the Cullens. Meanwhile, as Carlisle, Esme, and Emmett flee into the woods, they are pursued by Sam and another pack member. In a tense altercation, Esme is attacked, but Emmett's swift action saves her from harm, whisking her to safety across a river gorge. Sam's realization of Jacob's ruse to divide the pack prompts a swift response, highlighting the escalating tension between the two factions. Back at the Cullen home, amidst the chaos, Rosalie encourages Bella to share the names she has chosen for the baby. EJ if it's a boy, honoring both Edward and Jacob, and Renesmee if it's a girl, a tribute to both Renee and Esme. As Bella reaches for a cup of blood, tragedy strikes when her fragile body succumbs to the strain, her bones shattering as she goes into labor. With the baby's life in jeopardy, Rosalie is forced to perform an emergency C-section, her primal instincts threatening to overwhelm her. In a desperate bid to save Bella and their child, Edward takes matters into his own hands, delivering the baby with a mixture of determination and dread. In a moment of profound relief and heartache, Edward presents their newborn daughter to Bella, christening her Renesmee, a beacon of hope amidst the turmoil that threatens to tear their world apart. In a heart-wrenching moment of despair, Bella's life appears to slip away as her body goes limp under the weight of her newborn daughter. Both Jacob and Edward are consumed by grief, believing her to be lost forever. Despite their frantic efforts to revive her, including injecting venom directly into her heart, their attempts prove futile. Outside, Jacob's anguish spills over as he grapples with the devastating loss, resigned to carry the burden of guilt for failing to save Bella. Seth's realization of Bella's fate adds to the somber atmosphere, while Paul, a silent observer from the woods, bears witness to the tragedy unfolding. Meanwhile, on the Quileute lands, Sam's declaration of Bella's death and the baby's perceived role in her demise incites a fury among the pack, igniting the flames of war. As tensions escalate, Jacob, consumed by grief and rage, resolves to seek his own form of retribution. Returning to the Cullen home with vengeance in his heart, Jacob's intent is halted in a moment of unexpected revelation. As he moves to harm Renesmee, a sudden connection forms between them, transcending his anger and despair. In an instant, Jacob undergoes a profound transformation, imprinting on Renesmee and binding his fate to hers. His purpose shifts from vengeance to protection, as he embraces his newfound role as her guardian, friend, and confidant, forever tethered to her in a bond of unconditional love and devotion. As tension mounts at the Cullen home, Sam and his pack descend, seizing the numerical advantage with Rosalie solely focused on caring for Renesmee. With Edward, Alice, and Jasper left to defend the house, the odds seem dire, especially with the absence of Emmett, Carlisle, and Esme. In a daring move, Sam targets Edward with relentless determination, poised to strike a fatal blow. However, just as all seems lost, the timely arrival of Carlisle, Esme, and Emmett shifts the balance of power, revitalizing the Cullens' defense. Leah's swift intervention saves Alice, while Seth follows suit, bolstering their ranks and tipping the scales towards equality. Yet, amidst the chaos of the confrontation, it becomes evident that Sam and his pack are driven by a thirst for bloodshed, while the Cullens, Leah, and Seth seek only to protect their family. The standoff reaches its climax when Jacob emerges, his fierce determination palpable as he confronts Sam, issuing a stark ultimatum: harm Renesmee, and face the consequences. In a display of primal dominance, Jacob shifts into his wolf form, compelling even Sam and his pack to retreat in the face of his unwavering resolve. With Jacob's imprinting revelation, Edward solidifies their defense, emphasizing the sanctity of Jacob's bond with Renesmee, a law that even the most savage instincts of the pack cannot defy. Respectful of Jacob's newfound connection, the wolves begrudgingly relent, leaving the Cullens and their allies victorious, their family safeguarded by the unbreakable bond forged between Jacob and Renesmee. As the Cullens tenderly prepare Bella's body, Carlisle astutely observes the subtle signs of life lingering within her, despite her immobility induced by the morphine administered during labor. With bated breath, they await the transformative effects of the venom, knowing it is their only hope. Slowly, the venom takes hold, erasing the bite marks from Bella's flesh, knitting her fractured bones together, and restoring vitality to her once lifeless form. With each passing moment, her features regain their vitality, her cheeks flush with color, and her limbs regain their strength. Yet, as her heart ceases its feeble rhythm and her skin pales, a profound transformation overtakes her. In a kaleidoscope of memories, Bella's life flashes before her eyes, from her cherished childhood moments to the trials and triumphs of adulthood, culminating in a poignant memory of her parents holding her as a smiling child before a mirror. And as the final memory fades, Bella's eyes snap open, now gleaming with an otherworldly crimson hue, marking her rebirth as a newborn vampire.